Welcome to the Unsung Achievers special podcast series. And our special podcast series will be on the topic of artificial intelligence and more than that, generative artificial intelligence.
The average salary of an AI engineer is over $11,000 a month. If you choose AI or generative AI as a career, you will have three big advantages. Number one, career opportunities. Number two, high salaries. And number three, job security. Fundamentally, we use AI to fulfill an information need. Whether we are using Google to find answer to a question, or we are taking advice from ChatGPT, or we are using an AI tool to generate an image.
What is search engine? And what is the next stage after search engine? And the third stage is generative AI. So how you will explain the relationship of these three and why differentiating also?
Search engines are basically the ranking systems. To more easily understand them, I'll break them down into input and output. So basically, search engine takes a query as input, which normally comprises of a keyword or a phrase. So in November 2022, we had a major breakthrough, and we had the first popular large language model, which was released by OpenAI with the name of ChatGPT.
What are the challenges and concerns associated with AI tools or generative AI tools?
Number one, ethical concerns and misuse. The capability of generative AI to create realistic content can be misused for deepfakes, misinformation, or plagiarism.
Believe it or not, we are going to benefit the society after publishing this podcast.
Has a huge potential. According to US Bureau of Labor, the average salary of an AI engineer is over $11,000 a month.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Respected all, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the Unsung Achievers special podcast series. And our special podcast series will be on the topic of artificial intelligence and more than that, generative artificial intelligence. Today's topic is the creative code, understanding generative AI from scratch. And we will understand generative AI from scratch because it is the revolutionary type of technology, and it is actually changing the life patterns. I have with me the CEO of Ilmo Irfan Technology, consultant, AI expert, and researcher in NLP, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. We are privileged to welcome respected Dr. Rao Adeel Nawab Sahab. Sir, how are you?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, thanks a lot for the invitation. Alhamdulillah, I am fine.
Sir, would you like to give a message, starting message? You used to give that message to the public, to the respected audience.
Yeah, sure. Basically, one of the primary goals of my talks is to develop a culture of smile and appreciation. Our beloved Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to the nearest meaning, smiling on the face of your brother is an act of charity. So it is a humble request that keep smiling and keep spreading appreciation, because a little kindness goes a long way.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a great advice, and we are indebted for it. We should follow this advice because it will bring a meaningful change in our life. So thank you. So before moving towards our segment, the part of generative AI, understanding generative AI, would you like to tell us about the emerging career related to generative AI?
Yeah, sure. It has a huge potential. According to US Bureau of Labor, the average salary of an AI engineer is over $11,000 a month. If you choose AI or generative AI as a career, you will have three big advantages. Number one, career opportunities. number two, high salaries, and number three, job security. So I strongly recommend that we should learn this technology and have a long-term and successful career.
So thank you so much. Though it's very encouraging, it's very encouraging and very fruitful to adopt this profession and to learn about, to understand about in detail about the generative AI concepts. So thank you, sir. Would you tell us about the basics now? What do you mean by the creative code?
Very good question. First, I'll build a little context. The conventional softwares follow a strict logic, and they simply execute a predefined set of instructions, and they do not have the ability to produce something new. However, the generative AI models, they have the capability to understand the content, including text, image, video, audio, and other forms of data. And they can generate new high quality and human-like content on a wide range of topics. This makes these models very dynamic and innovative. That is the reason the code that is written to develop these large language models or generative AI models is called the creative code, because this code has the capability to create new things.
By the way, why AI is becoming so essential in today's world? Why this is a buzzword?
We need to first understand why we use AI. Fundamentally, we use AI to fulfill an information need. Whether we are using Google to find answer to a question, or we are taking advice from ChatGPT, or we are using an AI tool to generate an image. AI helps us to find, process, and create information.
So what do you mean by sir, information need? Could you explain further with the help of an example?
Yes, a good question. It is important to understand information need. Information need is defined as your requirements or desires to obtain knowledge or answers to a particular question or task. For example, some possible questions can be: what is ChatGPT for? What are the unique features of Microsoft Copilot? The task, for example, can be: please summarize my profile in 100 words or less. Please translate the following text from English to Urdu language. So fundamentally, we humans have some information need which fundamentally break down either as a question or as a task. And we want accurate and relevant answers and responses to our questions and tasks. These AI systems are helping us to quickly and easily fulfill our information need. That is why they are becoming so popular and widely used.
So, sir, when users interact, for example, I interact with AI systems like chatbot, search engine, or generative AI models. How does AI interact with me to fulfill my requirements?
When a user is interacting with an AI system, so information need is defined as what a user is looking for. For example, when I type a question on Google, I expect that Google will return me a ranked list of relevant web pages, and those web pages should contain the accurate and relevant answer to my question. Similarly, if I ask ChatGPT for a question, I expect that it will return me a detailed answer to my question. The way these AI systems process data and respond to our information need differs because the technology behind these AI systems is different.
Very good, sir. Thank you so much. It's so informative, Ji. We are thankful to Dr. Rao Adeel Nawab Saab, respected sir, for this insightful and engaging discussion. And starting from the scratch, we are talking about the fundamentals, the basics, the roots, and you, me, and all relevant stakeholders should understand it. Sir, with your due permission, next question is: what is search engine, and what is the next stage after search engine? And the third stage is generative AI. So how you will explain these the relationship of these three and while differentiating also?
A very good question. To completely and correctly understand any concept, we should build the context and we should understand the fundamentals. Search engines are basically the ranking systems. To more easily understand them, I'll break them down into input and output. So basically, search engine takes a query as input, which normally comprises of a keyword or a phrase. And the output returned by a search engine is a ranked list of relevant pages. The relevancy of the web page and the query is determined by different algorithms. The more relevant a web page is to the query, the higher rank it will get in the list. But here is an important point. Search engines do not generate new content. They simply rank and find existing information.
Existing information. So then what do you mean by generative AI? That is a creator or a retriever?
So basically, search engines only retrieve information and rank it. So in November 2022, we had a major breakthrough and we had the first popular large language model which was released by OpenAI with the name of ChatGPT. So the large language models go beyond retrieval. So they have two main strengths. Number one, natural language understanding, and number two, natural language generations. The large language models can understand natural language text. So what is a natural language? A natural language is a language which humans use to communicate. So this is something amazing. As we humans can understand a natural language, the same goes for the large language models. They can understand the context and they can understand the complete meaning of a text which is written in a natural language. So not only that, these large language models can understand the natural language text, they can generate new high quality human-like text on a wide range of topics which they have learned from their training data. So to summarize, the search engines are basically the ranking systems. They find relevant information and rank it. Whereas the large language models have the capability to understand natural language text and generate new text.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Remarkable, revolutionary. You have very well explained the search engine, the concept of search engine, and then LLM, large language models. Now let's talk about the generative AI. So what do you see? What is the build-up of generative AI?
A good question. Generative AI goes beyond text and it can create new content including text, image, audio, video, and other forms of data. The two main strengths of generative AI is number one, content understanding. For example, text, image, audio, video, etc. Number two, content generation. It can generate new text, image, audio, video, and other forms of data. For example, if I ask a generative AI model such as ChatGPT 4o, create an image for me in which a robot is teaching university students. So you can see it's a very interesting scenario, and the input here is in the form of text and your desired output is an image. So this generative AI model has the capability that it can efficiently process your textual input and generate your desired output, which is an image. The latest generative AI models have enhanced these capabilities and now they have multi-model support. So it is important to clearly understand what is multi-model support. A multi-model support is that a generative AI model can combine different types of data and simultaneously process them to produce your desired output. For example, if you give an image as input to your generative AI model and write a question. Please extract all text from this image. So now we can see that our input, it comprises of two different types of data. Number one, image, and number two, text. So this generative AI model, such as ChatGPT 4o, will simultaneously process these two different types of data, that is text and image, and it will generate our desired output, which will be the text extracted from the image. So you can see this is something very exceptional. So if I summarize this journey for my respected audience, that search engines are basically ranking systems. They find and rank the existing information, and they do not have the ability to create something new. Large language models are text generation systems. They can understand text and generate new text. Generative AI models go beyond the text, and they can understand and generate new content, which can include text, image, audio, video, and other forms of data. Apart from single modality, the latest generative AI models have the capability of multimodal. I hope this clearly explains how search engines work, how large language model works, and how generative AI model works, and how they differentiate from one another.
So building on this explanation, thank you so much. It's quite engaging and very interactive. So please tell us about that how you differentiate traditional AI. It's a question that just emerged from in my mind, that what is the how you differentiate between traditional AI from the generative AI.
It's has become a very common question. A number of people have asked me. My respected supervisor, Dr. Mark Steven, advised me one thing, which always helps me in learning. He said, if you cannot summarize something in one sentence, you don't know it yourself. So I would try to summarize these two concepts in single sentences. So when I talk about the traditional AI, in traditional AI, we learn from existing data to predict or classify. For example, the classical examples are spam email detection, facial recognition, etc. When we talk about generative AI, in generative AI, we learn from existing data to create new content, which may include text, image, audio, video, or other forms of data.
So you are considering generative AI, even depicting generative AI as a game changer. If so, it's a more powerful tool. So how you differentiate and how it is transformative when compared to the previous technologies?
A very good question. Generative AI has three main strengths, which make it a transformative technology. So I'll try to explain them one by one. Number one, content creation and personalization. As I have just mentioned, that the latest generative AI models have the capability to understand content and generate content on a wide range of topics for a variety of industries. Not only that, we can create new high quality human-like content, but we can also personalize it on a very large scale. For example, ad copywriting is a very complex and challenging task. But with the help of generative AI, we can write personalized ad copies for our respected customers based on their behaviors. Number two, efficiency and scalability. Generative AI can help us to automate various time-consuming and repetitive tasks. And this automation can be done very quickly and easily on a large scale. And this automation helps us to improve our efficiency and productivity. Number three, problem solving and innovation. Generative AI can help us to solve complex problems and innovate. Fundamentally, generative AI contributes in creativity in two main ways. Number one, combinational creativity, and number two, exploratory creativity. In combinational creativity, AI acts as an enhancer. It has the capability to combine existing knowledge in different and novel ways to create something new.
So would you give examples exactly?
Yes, yes, sure. For example, we can create new and unique marketing strategy by combining behavioral psychology, trending social media techniques, and historical data. If I talk about the second type of creativity, that is exploratory creativity, here AI acts as an explorer. Generative AI has the capability that it can explore massive data sets, patterns, and possibilities. After analyzing these massive patterns, it can create new possibilities. For example, in drug discovery, we can analyze billions of chemical compounds to create new drugs. Now comes the third type of creativity, which is transformational creativity. The transformational creativity is beyond AI at the moment because it requires strong contextual understanding and real-time experiences. So, which is currently not available with the AI. But what we can do is we can make a collaboration between AI and humans. AI can create new ideas using its power of combinational creativity and exploratory creativity. And those ideas can be refined with the vision of a human. And if AI efficiently collaborates with human, we can have transformational creativity.
Thank you so much, sir. You have very well explained the concept of generative AI and how it is transforming the lives and the society as a whole. So I have limitations, you have limitations, everyone have certain limitations and challenges. We have daily life challenges. So what are the challenges and concerns associated with AI tools or generative AI tools? So would you elaborate?
Of course, to efficiently use any technology, we should have a clear understanding of its strengths and limitations. Earlier, I gave a detailed discussion about the strengths of generative AI, and now here are the three main limitations of generative AI which we should be aware of. Number one, ethical concerns and misuse. The capability of generative AI to create realistic content can be misused for deepfakes, misinformation, or plagiarism. Here are two important and major issues we should be aware of. Number one is authenticity and biasness. Normally, LLMs or generative AI models are trained on internet data, and internet data is not vet for credibility, and it may also contain biasness in its data. So if an LLM or generative AI model is trained on internet data which has incorrect information or biasness, the responses that will be generated by the model will contain this incorrect information and biasness as well. The second major issue is copy infringement. On internet, we have a large amount of data which is copyrighted, and if a LLM or generative AI model is trained on copyrighted content, then the response generated by it may resemble a copyrighted content, and this will result in copy infringement. So I want to make a humble request that we are putting effort on developing new and innovative AI tools, but we should also put effort on organizing seminars and trainings to create awareness about ethical use of AI. The second major limitation of generative AI is dependence on quality data. If we want to develop such LLMs or generative AI models whose responses are accurate and relevant, we need data with three main characteristics. Number one, massive amount of data, and number two, high quality data, and number three, diverse data. So if you see these three characteristics, it's a very challenging, and expensive task to collect data with these three characteristics. The number three major limitation of generative AI is resource intensiveness. To train and run an LLM or generative AI model, we need huge amount of computational resources and effort. The deployment of these models is also an expensive task, and it has impact on environment as well. Normally, it takes $100 million to $1 billion to develop a LLM or generative AI model.
Zabardast. Thank you so much, CEO, Ilmo Irfan Technologies, Dr. Rao Adeel Nawab is with us. Believe it or not, we are going to benefit the society after publishing this podcast. So I really appreciate, sir, your engaging and insightful discussion. As far as and your expertise, I would appreciate your expertise has benefited, has assisted us to understand the concept of generative AI, the creative code. And dear audience, respected audience, if you like this conversation, please subscribe, view, and leave a feedback so that we can improve and we can bring more engaging and more powerful episodes, more beneficial, and which becomes more beneficial for you.
To summarize, I think generative AI is the new literacy, and it has huge potential. So if we want to unlock the optimal potential of generative AI, we should focus on AI trainings, liaison of academia and industry, and collaboration between IT companies.
That's great, sir. Optimum utilization of resources. So AI is a resource, and optimum utilization and maximum utilization is called financial management also. But it covers all types of management. So a socioeconomic management, man-machine management, and we are bridging the workforce gaps. You are with us. Stay tuned. We are coming with lot of new episodes on AI, generative AI, robotics, whatever you think. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.